Hello and welcome to the channel. And for today's video, we are checking out the custom Tilas in my collection. I just recently, coming off of Comic-Con, I stopped by one of the Walmarts on my way back, and I managed to get the I guess the original Tila that was released, the one with the shaved head. And I did some customizing, and as well you should know if you are in this channel. And here we have some results from those customizing efforts. So one custom we had already seen, which is the one on the left. The original, this is my take on trying to get an original style Tila. And then the next two were done once I was able to get the shaved head Tila, right? So, excuse me. Since we already saw the one on the left, I haven't done anything to that because it's pretty much finished. And I guess I can't talk. I don't know if I'm gonna do a separate video on her, because again we've already seen pretty much everything with her. Maybe I'll go into detail. You know what? Let's do it right now. So this is gonna be a video for all three Tilas. Even though all of these are still not quote unquote finished, this is pretty much it for them as far as major details go. So because only little paint touch-ups and everything are need to be done. But okay, let's take a look at this Tila. Excuse me, I got something in my throat. um, as mentioned in the previous video, what I did is I removed the paint that was here on the plastic to try and get a white look from her. That is reminiscent of the original animation style Tila. I removed the paint using a combination of thinner and no, not thinner, acetone and alcohol. I'll explain what happens if you use just the acetone. I'll explain on that one. But yeah, I removed the paint using acetone, and then just to get the white on look, because I tried to repaint the white on this figure, but it proved to be a little too difficult, especially with this going on. There's going to be a lot of rubbing of the paint, and it's hard to get the paint underneath. You can still see some of the gold paint right there, right? It's hard to remove all of that. So I decided to just remove the paint on this, keep the color, the same color as the plastic, and you'll see and you'll notice the whites on this one and the one in the back are different. I'll explain on that one. But yeah, the only thing that is missing on this one that I haven't done and that I mentioned I was gonna do is just give this the furry boots like a wash or light gray type wash, same as I gave on the Viking He-Man on his boots. So but yeah, this is pretty much everything else on this figure was repainted using two different gold paints. I believe you can tell a difference between the ornamentation gold that I used on the gold that I used for the ornamentation. Right, it's a different style, different type of gold paint. Right. Okay, of course I'm using the this is the head with the swap. After the hair swap, this is the one, this face, this head is the one that came with the loose hair, right? Except I switched it out and gave her the angry hair, the angry face with the bun hair. So this is the complete look on this Tila. the shield was hand painted in the same two-tone gold scheme, right? And I didn't paint. I was thinking of maybe painting the undies white just to keep with the overall look. I just haven't gotten into that. So when I repaint the boots, I'm gonna repaint her undies white. So yeah, since we already saw this Tila, that's the quick overview on this one. If you have any questions, ask below in the comment section, and I'll gladly answer any questions that you may have. All right, but that's it for this one. So let's bring in. These are the so these are the latest customs for Tila. So again, this is the one that I'm holding. Has a loose foot. There we go. So the Tila on the left is the second version of Tila that was released, with the more traditional classic style getup, right? And the one on the right is the one that was initially released with the shaved head. This one right here, right? So, but as you can see, I've done some swapping of parts and everything. So what I did here is on the let's just call it version 1. Well, let's just call this original versus new, right? New version, new Tila versus old Tila. Okay, so for old Tila, what I wanted to do, and I mentioned in the first video that I mentioned when I got the two Tilas, the two old Tilas, that I wanted to do some swapping with the Evelyn because she had she had pants on, all right. So I wanted to do that swap to give that Tila, this version of Tila, a second alternate version of old Tila with pants. But those the legs on that Evelyn are a little different and didn't quite fit well on this body. So when I found the new Tila, I used those legs that came on her, and here we are. Now, I thought about swapping the boots, but as you can see, the boots on this version are higher, are cut higher than on the one with the with the fur. So if I were to do a swap, if I wanted a taller Tila, I would use these boots on this version. And then this Tila would be slightly taller, something like this, right? Because the boot cut is higher on this. If I wanted this Tila to be shorter, I would give her these boots, right? So that's another option we can work on in the future. I could probably get another. Well, I am planning on getting another of the old style Tilas. Because there's one thing I still want to try out, and then I may, if I get another one of the shaved head Tilas, I can do the boot swap and make a taller Tila, right? I don't know how she would compare with He-Man, but that's something for a future video. Okay, so what I did here is the old Tila. If I gave her the legs and the arms from the new Tila, and then vice versa, I gave old new Tila, I gave her the arms and the legs from the old one. And you'll notice that I have Tila here with the blonde hair. Of course, this is I mean, my take is this is an homage to the original Tila from the mini comics. the Tila in the mini comics was blonde. So I thought of doing this version of Tila for this custom. I still have I still have one version of Tila with, of course, we have this Tila already using this head, right? So this is the second of the with the bun hair, and that's the first, the other one with the bun hair. So if I get a another version of Tila with the bun hair and everything, I'm probably gonna paint that in blonde to have one version of Tila with the loose hair in blonde, and then one with the bun hair as a blonde. So this is the other head sculpt with the loose hair that has the normal face, which is that face, or the original classic style Tila. Because remember that I did the face swap, the head swaps on these ones, right? So this is the angry face that originally had this hair. So I can use this head to swap out on that body as well and see how this looks. The issue that I'm finding though is that the ball hinge on the original release of the Revelation Teela, the one with the shaved head, the ball joint is really tight. You can hear, oh, this one has already been drilled out, but because the ball joint on this one is really tight, so, but you can still hear some squeaking, because I was afraid that it's gonna break the hinge, right? The ball joint and everything. If I kept it real tight, I wouldn't be able to move the heads. So but yeah, this is what this Tila looks like with the hair let down. So it's up in the air which one looks better. So I'm still keeping this Tila with the with the bun hair. You will never see a Tila with the shaved head in my collection, because that Tila does not exist. And that foot is definitely loose. Look, this hinge, I need to tighten this hinge up on this one right here. And then let's get a closer look on this one. So again, I painted her blonde through as an homage to the mini comics Tila, and you can see I repainted her vest in gold. It was originally in that like greenish, really ugly green color that they're wearing. It's almost like the knee pad color. So since this is still me trying to get a representation of the old Tila, I painted her gold. I painted it gold, and then you can see that there's some orange and some blue, like teal color. That's actually me homaging the 2000X Tila. The 2000X Tila had like at least on the figure, I don't think they had it on the animation. She had the teal on her shoulder pads, and then I don't think she had the orange, but the orange hint is again an homage to, in a connection to the sorceress, because those are also the sorceress colors, the blue, the teal blue, and the orange, along with the white, right? So that's me hinting slash storytelling on the figure, the past from the figure, right? And everything that is connected to Tila, of all versions of Tila, except for shaved head Tila. So the only thing that I haven't done on this one is again repaint the wash on the furry part of the boots. I haven't finished painting the gold on her bracers here, but I've already repainted this. You can see how different I went on this version than on this one. I gave her the white band instead of the old gold. And also, in doing some testing, I tried to remove the skirt on this Tila. I did remove it, but I actually ended up tearing the. I ended up tearing it from what was it? I did tear the plastic in an area that I had to glue back together. So what I ended up having to do is remove the tight ring of that's the opening for the skirt. I just made it wider to be able to put this back on to avoid more tearing. You can see here through the where it ends. You can see some of that brown plastic underneath from the from the from what's underneath the skirt, and you can see it's barely noticeable, but I just wanted to mention that bit of detail. What else? So this is from the back. I know this is not supposed to be part of the gold plating for the for her for her for her vest, but I made it part of it. So just for lower back protection, right? I believe this is supposed to be a part of the strap that goes through all of this, right? But here's a closer look at the, the repaint here. So let me know what you guys think of the blonde hair Tila being in the Revelations line, or not the Revelations, but the Masterverse line. Do you think they should do a blonde Tila? Because they did one for classics, so hopefully they do one as well. Again, some people may say, well, they are gonna bring out She-Ra, it may cause some confusion. Is Tila She-Ra and all of that? So, but like I said, they already did release a figure of a blonde Tila, so I wouldn't see anything wrong with releasing one for the Masterverse line. Okay. And then we have this Tila here, which again is just using the body from the old style Tila. And now let me explain what I did to this one, because this one does have something that I mentioned previously in the previous video that I showed the custom Tila. So I had mentioned that the only thing that I thought that this Tila was missing was a butt. She probably has no butt. It's pretty flat. Okay. And I'll also mention that I customized the skirt on this, but I'll speak to that in just a second. But yeah, so I said, you know what? I'm gonna try and do something with Tila and see if I can give her, a little more on the back side. The thing is, this mold, probably that one as well. I think so. So the thing is with this piece that they used to make her costume or outfit, whatever you want to call it. The plastic is real thick. So what happened is when you remove this plastic piece, the hip section is really narrow, really narrow. So it looks weird on Tila when you're trying to get this look. Let me take her out of the picture for just a second. And so because since the Tila has a full skirt on, you can't really tell what's going on underneath. So what I did is ended up sculpting a butt on her. All right. It's not the best, looking thing in the world, but I don't have like the right the tools for sculpting properly. So I just did what I could. But definitely better than what she had before. So again, I used the DAS modeling clay that I have, and then once that hardens, um, I apply the super glue to harden it, so it's not soft and it's resistant to dings and everything. What I also had to do was widen her hip portion. Because this, like I mentioned, so because of the thickness of the plastic that they use, and you can tell right there with the rim, the gold rim, how thick this plastic is. It hides the fact that she's got really narrow hips. So the sculpting that I did on this is also gave her additional a bit about 1 or 2 millimeters of added um, hip width. You can see a slight imperfection here when you hit the light. Didn't came out as smooth right there. Almost looks like a dent, but actually that's just something that you can see right there. That I had when I was reshaping. I probably could have gone a little wider, but again, I'm not a sculptor. Ideally, I probably, if I would have, maybe hired someone to redo the lower portion of her body in 3D plastic and just, break the original plastic and put on a new reshaped one in like a harder resin 3D print style. But again, this is what I did. I did what I could with what I had. And then I ended up slicing this in order to repaint the this her midsection part of the plastic. I did have to slice it off at the back and remove it. This is already glued back on. So what I did is while removing the paint using the acetone, I forgot that I did it in combination with some alcohol. So the acetone did eat up part of the plastic. Let's see if the camera can pick it up. But you can see through the glare how it's not, there we go. It's not completely smooth. There you go. You can see that it's got some rough patches right there. So the acetone did eat up part of the plastic, same as this part right here. Although I did sand down this with sandpaper, wet sanded it down, but you can see like a slight imperfection right there. So the acetone did eat up the plastic here. So be careful when using acetone on this plastic; it will damage it. So like I said, I forgot that for this, I was using a combination of acetone with alcohol, not just 100% the acetone. And then I used the nylon, not the nylon, but the fabric and vinyl duplicolored paint that I had bought. This is the same. Oh, I mean, different color. But I had used that for my custom Three Jokers Batman that I turned into the all black slash Michael Keaton slash Tim Burton style Batman. So I used that. I bought a can in white, and I used to apply and paint this. And you can see now how stark white this is in comparison to this. Just compare the whites. So this is what I initially wanted for this, but I was able to accomplish it on this one as far as the whites go. Right. So and then I ended up trimming off all of the excess side of the skirts and just kept it open here on the back. And you can see how there's still this part I couldn't close completely because of the her new backside. But the figure, the vinyl, the vinyl paint, the fabric and vinyl paint is resistant to all of the movement and everything, so it's not rubbing off. So that is a plus with that paint. Which is why I had heard good things about it, and I tried it out, and it's looking to be a good alternative for action figures. So moving forward, the only problem is the selection is limited. Um, so there's only certain colors. So if you gonna try and use it, I would say just use it for like whites, blacks, and grays. I don't think I believe they have a red and a blue, but again, there's not a wide selection of colors. Well, at least not in my local AutoZones. I'll see if I'll go to other AutoZones in San Diego and see if they have a wider variety of that paint. But yeah, so there it is. These are my three Tilas, my three custom Tilas. So far, like I said, I'm thinking of maybe getting another version of Tila of both actually. I want to try out and see what kind. I want to try this Tila again with the reworked booty with the bare legs instead of the one with pants now. And then also try another version of the modern Tila with again maybe a reworked booty, and try a different burping, and then different combinations of let's see what we can do. Maybe put on this skirt on this version and whatnot, so let's see what we can do. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. If you haven't subscribed, please, it would help the channel grow. We're at 230, I believe, right now. And thank you to each and every one of you guys that have subscribed. And I'll check you guys out in the next one.